We are indeed live. This is Radio Tekkers. We are here to give you live alternative commentary on Leicester City versus West Ham United. Just myself, Mags, at the moment. Hopefully, Tanner will be joining us soon. But for right now, Mags, how about we get to that wonderful intro we have and we love so much?
Let's kick off.
Where is it?
Oh, let's not.
Indeed, or as he would say, alrighty then, this is Radio Tekkers, and I am the Texas gentleman, Tanner Pruitt. No, I'm not until I'm magnificent Matt West, and I'm joined by the only man who is classier than me. That is his lordship, Ben Viney for his lordship. How are you, sir?
Hello.
Doing
good.
Softly spoken, sir.
Very tired. UFC ran a little bit late until the wee hours this morning, but I'm hyped up to give alternative commentary for Leicester versus West Ham here.
Indeed, we've got this game on paper should be a belter. Two teams with up and down form, but both on a day can absolutely can run the roost. We will address the elephant in the room shortly regarding West Ham's lineup, but before that, let's see which is scrolling along at the bottom of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we've got Kasper Schmeichel in the goal with Justin Amate.
Sayunchu.
Thank you. Thank you. Ricardo Pereira at the back. Tielemans, Ndidi, Dewsbury Hall in the midfield. And Madison, your boy Patson Daka, and Harvey Barnes up top. Harvey Barnes is starting to find his form again as well, which is always good to hit.
Yeah, and Leicester certainly needed their run of form has been pretty poor. Really kind of struggling. I mean, it wasn't that long ago we were talking of them as being top six. Now they're well rooted in mid-table. So they're going to need Daka, Madison, and Harvey Barnes firing on all cylinders, especially with the news coming out of Tielemans apparently turning down a new contract there. So he's obviously got one eye on the exit door, potentially to a Big Six team. But yeah, Leicester really need to restart their season with a bang. And what way to do it than knock off one of the top four in West Ham?
This is actually thing. The chat's already lighting up. Thank you for watching along with us on YouTube or on Twitch. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to us on Radio Tekkers on both of those platforms. We've got Graham from Good Cop Bad Cop in the chat saying good morning. He does practice the afternoon later on. Saying listening to you, but catch up on the curling highlights from 9 hours ago. Ori, our wonderful sister from another Mister, over on Changing Attitude, of course, saying my favourite. And Mags, your words, Ori, not mine.
I think Ori dropped that. That might have been Ori's there.
and Mike Pellegrini from the Void Brand in the chat saying happy soccer, Mags and Mags. How about Ty last night? Brutal KO. Loved it, but Ty is so easy to like.
So Matt, I'll have no context whatsoever about what happened there.
I'm aware that there was one build to a co-main event.
Right, so this was Derek Lewis, the Black Beast from Houston, against Tatu Rasa, who's I think he's Australian. And these two are just so lovable. They have great characters in MMA. And they just stood and banged, tried to essentially knock each other into next week. And Derek Lewis was caught with an elbow and he essentially fell asleep in slow motion. You could see his arms drop, then his head drop, and then he just face planted the octagon. But great victory for Tatu Rasa. Should be looking at a title shot in the very, very near future.
Indeed, and of course, don't forget, if you want all the latest regarding UFC, check out 5 Rounds with Mags and Carlos here on Radio Tekkers. Graham will go back up again saying that if he wasn't in the room, did Chris make back from shopping yesterday? He made it back 30 seconds after I hung up a call with you, Graham. So yes, he made it back fine. Con McCabe in the chat is saying hello, Mags and Matt. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for kind words during the week. And also, you were indeed proved right about Turner signing for Arsenal, sir. Very good insight you have on that side of things. Ori is saying TZ Mags one of life's greatest pleasures. He knows I love him. We all love Mags. We all love
I don't know how true that is.
Craig from Good Cop Pack, I thought Micah's co-host had started MMA when I read that post. Of course, Derek from Devoid as well, of course. Now is the point where we do need to address the elephant in the room, Mags.
Yes, let's
address the West Ham United team, which I will say is a strong lineup. However, we're going to go through from the back. Fabianski's in goal, and the back line consists of Kufel, Cresswell, Dawson, and Kurt Zouma.
It does. I mean, Kurt Zouma, he's public enemy number one in terms of football with the way he abused his cat. I do believe that the RSPCA have now removed that animal from his possession.
All animals from his possession, yes.
Okay. And it's going to sound bad, but I'm trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. David Moyes is in a horrific position because he has to push this club for Champions League positions next season, and Kurt Zouma is one of their better defenders. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But you cannot condone what he did. I mean, just horrific actions, and it kind of shines a poor light on West Ham when the brother of Kurt Zouma, who plays I think for Dagenham and Redbridge, they've released him, even though he didn't do any of the violence to the cat. He just filmed it, so it kind of shows just how people player power can be a big thing. That Kurt Zouma is so talented at football and such a quality defender that he can get away with essentially fans and loss of sponsorships, but essentially still keep his job and his place on the squad.
Yes,
it's ridiculous.
Graham is sharing what we are expecting here quite a lot of booing today at the King Power Stadium. Graham mentioned that in the chat. Zuma boo boo boo. Mario Pellegrini is also mentioning quickly as well. You can catch up with Advocate later today on Google Backup Wrestling. Indeed, you can. Be out later on VGM. Graham following up with needs to start preparing for possible life without him. He could face 4 years jail in France, I believe. That's true. However, it was committed in England, and English law, unfortunately, doesn't carry that same sort of penalty, which is something that needs looking at. I've been saying that for years. I'm an animal lover. Chris has got an amazing dog called Cody, who I love to pieces, and anyone who hurts an animal deserves to be locked up. But the eyes of the law in the UK, a pet is declared as property, and therefore only a certain amount of crime can be done. Time can be done for that, penalty and so forth.
So for a little bit of explanation, it looks like Marker doesn't quite know what's going on. So Kurt Zouma, defender for West Ham, he was filmed essentially punching and kicking his pet cat. This went viral on the internet, and the person who filmed it, his brother, has been released by his football club, but Kurt Zouma hasn't been released by West Ham. He has been fined. He has had sponsors pull out, and also I think West Ham, the club, are in a lot of hot water with their club sponsors, so the aftermaths are still being felt now. But Matt is right. Unfortunately, UK law doesn't put pets with the same rights as humans, which is absolutely disgusting. And I saw a lot of comparisons of whataboutism. Like I think it was a West Ham player, and I can't remember for the life of me which one it was. Who said, what about all the things that are happening with racism and people not getting punished for that? And I agree. People
You can't compare the
absolutely,
two,
yeah,
unfortunately.
people absolutely should be punished for racism. But that doesn't negate what Kurt does. It doesn't kind of lessen what Kurt did. The two are not mutually exclusive. Both are as bad. Whether you are abusing an animal or whether you are racist, you should be punished to the full extent of the law. It's as simple and clear as that.
Indeed, absolutely right. Indeed, Graham didn't realise it was the brother who filmed it. Or you say you should put him in a UFC cage with a bobcat or a tiger. And a lot of people got the same sort of opinions here. We obviously we have addressed it here. We've addressed it now. Obviously, and we welcome you guys to feel to continue discussing it in the chat. However, we obviously have to focus on the fact that we also have to cover the other 21 players on the pitch.
And this is an important game for both teams. West Ham were looking to capitalise on yesterday's result for Man United and kind of like really set themselves as top four, and Leicester need to try and claw their way back into those European positions. So this is the whole point of Radio Tekkers, to provide alternative commentary. So like Matt says, we will endeavour to try and focus more on the game and all the shenanigans that usually comes with a Radio Tekkers watch along.
Indeed, I'm gonna finish off for this West Ham team. Obviously, we've got Thomas Souček, Declan Rice, Jared Bowen, Lanzini, Fornals, and Antonio up top. In the chat, we're going to fit more chats coming in. We've got Graham saying children like a right, absolutely, you're absolutely right on that. Something. Sai from SGP Words, and obviously from Train Wrestling, being here tomorrow night with Mags, of course.
Hello, sir.
Afternoon, sir. How's your hangover?
His birthday yesterday. Yeah, he had a great birthday.
Hope you had a great time, so indeed. Conor McCabe wishes to bring things back to football. Thank you very much, Conor, for doing that. Is Arsenal in a Champions League spot, a Conference League spot, just trying to bring in some positivity and the football and positivity talk? I believe they are around that sort of area. Until the League Cup is done and dusted, I don't think officially the League Cup goes to the league.
So Arsenal are in 6th now, which I think is the cut-off point for Europa League. It's 7th spot that is the conference one.
I believe, Mags, that 6 only gets Europa League now because the final is being contested between Chelsea and Liverpool, who are currently occupy Champions League spots.
Yeah.
So currently, it will go to 6th. So 7th place will be a Conference League spot. So currently, Arsenal are in a Europa League spot, which is one up.
Yeah. And they have games in hand on both West Ham and Manchester United, so they'll be certainly looking to perhaps push further on. I mean, for Arsenal, a Leicester win would be absolutely superb because it would give them 3 games in hand over West Ham and still only be a point behind. So Arsenal certainly will be looking for those Champions League spots.
Mags, I think I need to make a correction here. I do believe, according to what I've just seen on the TV, Kurt Zuma does not start.
Okay, so I've just got some updated lineup. So
Diop has taken his spot.
Yeah, we've got Fabianski, Kufal, Dawson, Diop, Cresswell, Thomas Souček, Declan Rice, Jared Bowen, Lanzini, Pablo Fornals, and Mikel Antonio.
So Zuma was named in the original starting lineup. He was, and he has now since been dropped from the entire team.
Yeah, he's not even on the bench because the bench is Yarmolenko, Vlasic, Areola, Noble, Benrahma, Fredericks, Johnson, Kral, and Randolph. So yeah,
right.
He's
right. So that is a good thing. We can stop talking about Kurt Zuma now because he's now a non-event in this game. We have some important things to talk about in this game, of course. Leicester haven't won have not won the last 3 games. 1 draw, 2 losses. And also,
Leicester have got 1 win in the last 5. That's
not good.
That's ridiculous.
West Ham have got 42. I believe it's 42 goals, which is the most after 24 games, which is great for them. Fantastic for them. Mike Pellegrini is saying his knowledge of FIFA 17 has helped him tenfold, knowing his team little. Good that you're getting into it, sir. Side giving us some backstory here. Apparently, Kurt Zuma was declared ill 25 minutes before kickoff. They can't wait back to London already.
I hope it's not rabies from his cat.
At this point, we are getting ready here, obviously, for kickoff. As we get ready here, I believe the players are about to take the knee here. They do.
Yeah.
They take the knee here at the King Power Stadium with rapturous applause from the crowd. Of course, we support the report racism message here at Radio Tekkers. There is no room for discrimination in any walk of life, including football.
Yep.
And we're underway at the King Power Stadium. Finally, we look forward to a football match, not a debate about Kurt Zouma. Thank goodness for that.
So whilst we're very early in the game, let's do some predictions. Matt, who have you got? What score do you think the match is going to be?
Well, without Zouma at the back, ironically, I can see Leicester actually. Leicester's so inconsistent. That's the problem. Daka scored 8 in his last 12 starts.
Yes, he has.
So,
I mean, the guy is a killer. I've been saying that since day one. Since Leicester were linked with Daka in the pre-season, said that guy was a killer. I mean, he was phenomenal for Salzburg in the Champions League.
Yeah, but Jarrod Bowen is also absolutely on fire at the moment. So
outstanding.
So I'm saying, based on current form, West Ham to win this 2-1.
Okay, interesting. I think Leicester may have enough in it to squeeze a draw. I think we're going to get goals, so I'm going to go with 2 apiece.
Lovely. I'd take that happily, Max. Conor McCabe in the chat is saying Chelsea are also Club World Cup champions, so Premier League club winning a World Championship is not a surprise.
I mean, they performed admirably. I mean,
they got the job done, didn't they?
Yeah, and I'm always. I mean, Chelsea's not a team that I'll ever have a lot of love for, but whenever English teams are in tournaments like that, I always back our boys, and well done to Kai Havertz. Just to have the confidence to take that penalty, well played to him.
In the 117th minute as well, if you don't mind.
Yeah, exactly. The pressure on his shoulders.
Indeed. Good got back up saying, what time does the Tekkers Superb Owl watch along start?
So, funny thing about that, Tanner actually pitched it to me a couple of weeks ago. I got back to him and said, yep, I'll happily watch along with that. And he welched and he backed down on it. So, I don't know if it's going to happen. It's a hell of a long show, and yeah, my wife may not be best pleased with me if I'm recording another Sunday podcast.
Indeed, but Superb Owl is one of the best things to look for on Super Bowl day for sure. I love Superb Owl. Michael is saying I'd love to see a Matt and Brain Butter Boys Superb Owl watch along.
There you go.
To be fair, I have watched my fair share of Super Bowls. I've got to admit, my 49ers aren't in it, so I'm not interested really, to be fair. Graham said, who'd I put my farming on this weekend? The LA Rams, actually. I put them on to win by 50 against the pitiful excuse of the Bengals.
The Bengals are getting a hell of a lot of love. Like, underdog love.
Yeah, but they are so... Like, the best odds I saw was 40-1 with one bookmaker.
Wow. So we've currently got Jarrod Bowen down after about...
Oh, that's just what I need.
He did slide in, so it was kind of his own fault. He tried to take out, I think it was Dewsbury Hall that he.
Dewsbury Hall sounds like one of those colleges you hear on University Channel, doesn't it? Dewsbury Hall.
Or somewhere where you'd get married if you had a little bit of money.
I'm getting married in Woodhall Manor, to be fair, so why not? Indeed. Graham Gugabago is saying, disappointing not to see John Terry not have full kit on under his suit and the cup, though. Well, because he's the Chelsea, I believe he's actually the Chelsea women's manager.
He is, yeah.
But he's been told off because he was using Premier League and Champions League icons for his NFTs or something. I'm like... So he done an investigation for bringing the club into dispute.
He's not another NFT wanker. We give Luke Shaw enough shit for it yesterday.
He is. John Terry. Are you surprised, really? Are you really surprised?
It's the rug pulling that just absolutely annoys me. Where the prices are inflated till some poor sat buys one, and then all of a sudden they're absolutely worthless. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's ridiculous.
Absolutely. Michael Pellegrini in the chat is saying the puppy bowl is where it's at.
Okay, that's
I'm guessing that's like,
that's an American thing, surely.
yeah. Michael, please get in the chat and explain that. And Graham just saying, "Who day?" Because that's what they say at Bengals games, apparently.
Baseball games.
No, and they can't have Bengals games.
Okay. Is it like who are these? Who are these? Who are these Bengals? Nobody knows.
Brendan Rodgers, the stats coming on the screen here, Mags, this is his 108th game. With 107, he's won 50. So he's not got a 50% win rate.
That's for a team like Leicester though. That's not a bad win record, to be fair.
Yeah, when you think about, I mean, I accept like some of them, but some of them you think like, I feel like that should be higher.
I mean, I can understand your point. He took over a Leicester team that essentially had won the league and were kind of positioned as a top 6 team, but they have had seasons where they've kind of faltered a little bit. So almost half wins. I think that's a cracking record.
I'd like to see how many of them are losses, to be fair. I didn't say that in the stat, unfortunately, but I'm sure Mags will have that in region 8 at fingertips presently. As Leicester are being pinned back a bit here by West Ham. West Ham are defending from the front and defending strongly. Lanzini doing a bit of chasing here, and Schmeichel clears it down to midfield, where it is shifted down by Daka, and then West Ham and Declan Rice gives it away almost to Patson Daka before it's picked up and hoofed forward by Kufau.
So for his whole record, he's actually managed 144 games, including all cup competitions. He's won 70, drawn 30 and lost 44. His win percentage is 48.6, which is just less than his win percentage when he was a manager at Liverpool, which was 50%, and way below his Celtic one, which is like nearly 70%.
Fair enough. The Leicester player the Puppy Bowl is an annual television program on Animal Planet that mimics an American football game similar to the Super Bowl using puppies.
Oh, that's
cute.
I
love that. And Simon in the chat agrees with it. He wants to watch a Puppy Bowl. We all want to watch that Puppy Bowl for sure. Just don't let Cosmo commentate.
So Thomas Souček has maybe done Matt a favour because he's took out Soyuncu. So if Soyuncu goes off, Matt won't have to worry about struggling with his name.
There's so many accents and accoutrements on the letters on his shirt. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I was like, to be fair, it did look like he had like with his throat on his shoulder. Unfortunately, mind you, he is the best at his club in terms of duels, blocks, clearances, touches, and passes. He basically is the best player in the team this season in terms of defensive work. According to Micah, shown every year on Super Bowl Sunday, it consists of a batch of puppies at play inside the model stadium with commentary on their actions. The puppies featured in this Puppy Bowl are from shelters. The entire program is designed to raise awareness about adopting pets from shelters and rescuing abandoned animals. I'm very much here for that.
So the Puppy Bowl is actually... don't ditch us in the chat, but the Puppy Bowl is actually live right now.
Micah, thanks for bringing that one up. But of course, you can always watch it on demand nowadays, because you can watch everything on demand nowadays. Just don't watch us on demand, watch us live. Okay? If you're watching it later, then you know...
to be fair, it's a countdown show. There's 2 hours and 20 minutes to go.
Well, there we go.
They're just running through all the stars of the Puppy Bowl. Currently looking at Maisie from St. Petersburg, Florida. And Wasabi from New York.
If you've got 2 hours to go, and by the time that starts, we'll be finished, guys. It's all good. You can watch us in the build up, and then you can flick over to the Puppy Bowl with Micah and Graham. Where's our in here, by the way? Joe Bowen scores.
I think you're a little bit ahead of me because I've just seen the long ball over. That's a great long ball. Jared Bowen Great finish. That is a guy in top form. What a good finish.
What is your time on your clock now?
So 9:24.
I am. So you see at 9:32, Mag, on pause.
So now 30, 31, 32.
Talking through it, long ball over the top again. This is absolutely exquisite. And Bowen.
And Bowen is
a
just
no,
onside.
no, he's miles
Just
offside.
onside.
He's the right back.
Oh yeah,
miles on.
it looks like Justin is actually playing him onside. You are correct there. But what a great long ball, perfectly
One touch,
weighted, one
bang.
touch, a stunning goal, absolutely stunning.
As soon as he gets that down, he looks up and I didn't doubt for a moment he wasn't going to score there. So
And ironic or not, apropos maybe, the person who hit the long ball was the person who replaced Kurt Zuma.
ironic, isn't it? Diop.
Diop, yep.
I've just been told by my Matt is basically ahead of me. May have to pause. I have brought myself back down a bit. I put myself back a little bit now, Mike. I do apologise.
Graham also asking me to do the maths, please, or we are likely to be even further out of sync. Well, I mean, for a time check, people, we are on 10 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yes, likewise.
Which is just over a ninth of the game gone.
Indeed. But thank you very much. I'm glad that everyone's watching along with us on the screen as well. That's good. I've got to admit, let's see how Leicester are now, being one down. They've obviously got the entire stadium at their back, obviously, to keep them focused. West Ham, no distractions from the crowd, which is good. We should hopefully now see Leicester coming out a bit more, which will make it even more exciting for West Ham, try to get that long ball over top again.
Well, it looks like they're playing keep ball at the back, passing between the full-backs and the centre-backs. Lanzini almost pounced on that ball then, which gives Leicester the impetus to fire it forward. West Ham easily recover. Yeah, it was very nervy for Leicester there.
That's a bit nervy in general still, Max. They just can't get a few passes together, but they're not looking comfortable at all on the ball now. Oh, great thing. I'm at 1 hour 28 minutes in end 6. I think he's talking about the curling still.
Ah, okay. Who are you watching on the curling?
Yeah, who watching on the curling? Of course, don't forget, obviously the Winter Olympics is happening in Beijing at the moment, and obviously best of luck to all the teams taking part on that, no matter which country you're from. And if you're all joining for the first time here, Radio Tekkers, welcome. And we are, of course.
He's watching Team Muirhead. Eve Muirhead and her girls, yeah, they kick all kinds of ass.
You can always learn the Scottish. I can say that I am Scottish. We thank you very much for joining us in Radio Tekkers. I am Matt, this is Mags, and we are finding you live alternative commentary, very alternative at times, of Leicester City versus West Ham United from the Barclays Premier League here at the King Power Stadium. It is currently Leicester City 0, West Ham United 1, with 30 minutes gone. By the way, it is absolutely torrential rain here at the King Power Stadium as well.
Mm-hmm. So Leicester have got the ball back again in their defence. We had a goal kick from for West Ham, which made its way into the possession of Leicester. And again, Leicester are passing between the defenders. There's seems to be no energy to attack.
Micah said that in Massachusetts, we also have a town called Leicester.
Well, that's because you steal a lot of English names for your towns. Birmingham, New Hampshire, New York.
Where's Old York? Under the bed?
Old York is right next to Leeds.
Leeds.
Still, Leicester here, not even attempting to get into the West Ham half. Finally, now we cross the half and West Ham get the ball back straight away. Yep, there we go. More names stolen from the English. New Jersey, Boston, Plymouth, New Mexico.
It's not the same way, to be fair, though, Plymouth, is it? So, it's not technically the same name, is it?
No, I think it is. I think it is spelt the same, isn't it?
Scottish Danny's in the chat. Scottish Danny, sir. Always a pleasure to hear from you, sir. Good afternoon, guys. Hope it's going well. Going great so far, sir. Obviously, one of your regular members of your CWF, obviously on Trade Wrestling Evenings.
Recording him later on tonight for an episode of A Change in Attitude.
And also, he's also part of a Night 2 Nights podcast as well, I believe. So
he's gone from 0 to 10 podcasts in the space of a month.
You've got a thing in all the pies, haven't you, at the moment, Scotty Danny? But it's good to hear that more people are getting interested in podcasting and doing it because they want to do it, not because they have to do it. Which is sometimes you hear people like, you've got to do these things. That's one thing about all the people in our little circle, Mag, is they do them because they want to do them. And that's great.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of passion and a lot of fun with the podcast that we cover.
Michael is confirming that they spell Plymouth with a Y, not an I. I'm guessing that was just a spelling correction on his entry.
Plymouth Rock, I think it is, isn't it?
And Michael asked if Scottish Danny a fan of Team Muirhead too.
Is he Muirhead from Kent, like Danny? I don't know.
Yeah, like Ray Cash is from Texas.
The Baltimore native.
And a wonderful thing for you in here, Mag, by the way. Fewest touches in this game so far, Mags. High Barnes has had 1 touch. Dak has had 4. Cresswell, Bowen have had 4 touches each. Bowen scored, by the way, I'd like to point out. And Schmeichel
with 1 touch.
It one bring it down and 1 to finish, yeah. So, and West Ham are still in advanced position here.
Yep, a bit of a scramble for the ball though, and Leicester hoof it away. It's very scrappy from Leicester.
Which will favour West Ham, kayfabe locations for life. Absolutely. And West Ham come forward again here. Cresswell, who had been body checked, advantage has been played.
Whenever West Ham are on the ball, they seem to spring forward as quick as possible. Leicester
out of play here. Cresswell went down. Ball advantage played on. Gallagher has now come out.
That's for the body check that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I think Ricardo Pereira is about to get for that. He's not going to play the card. To be fair, I think he's very lucky not to get more than that here. It was hard. It was a day late, $1 short, Mag, wasn't it?
I mean, he is late, and he does kind of graze over Cresswell's foot, but Cresswell does make a little bit of a meal of it. Clear booking, but very dramatic.
I've seen them given as Reds. I have Cresswell, who for me was unlucky not to go to the Euros last year, limping away.
The foot and the studs definitely do graze across the boot.
For sure.
Yeah, and you've also got to take into account that football boots now are not leather, so you don't have that much protection. They're kind of like knitted, kind of nylon, so you feel every kind of bump and scrape a lot more.
I know that feeling. I mean, I was at work the other day, Mag. This is for a bit of context. I wear steel toe cap boots. And I had a trolley go on the side of my foot, and people asking, "Why are you hurting for? Aren't we putting footwear?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's not designed for something to hit you in the side of your foot, is it? It killed me." As Cresswell on the ball here.
Oh, can't beat the first man. Great block.
Great block, and Declan Rice coming to reclaim it. Really matured as West Ham captain he has.
Yeah, spread it wide, and West Ham keeping hold of the ball. Finding those spots, and unfortunately for Souček there, took 1 touch too many and took the ball off the edge of the pitch.
Scottish Danny saying, "And good cop, bad cop." Unfortunately, not a footy fan, but love nipping in and seeing others enjoying the games. Well, that's the thing you see, sir. Even if you're not a football fan, you can still get involved in the chat because we get a lot of stuff talking about non-football matters here. So feel free to drop anything in the chat. We're happy to talk about it.
And I like the fact that Danny is so supportive, but Graham was talking about the curling team, Team GB, headed by Eve Merland, who is Scottish. But thanks for taking a part.
I will. Michael Pellegrini is asking if Man City has the league in the bag already.
I mean, technically they probably have. You can't see where they drop points, but you never write off the likes of Liverpool. They've now I think with today's victory over Burnley, that takes them to 4 wins on the bounce. So there's still plenty to play for.
For context, Liverpool have a game in hand, which is on the 24th of April, and it's against Leeds United.
And that game round brings it to, if they win, it brings it to 6 points difference, which is, it's only 2 losses, and then everything's back up to play for.
And in that time, between now and then, Mags, Liverpool have to play Man City.
Yep, which will be a big match.
That's massive.
If you pick up 3 points there, that's a huge match.
Indeed, and Man City, of course, can drop points. We saw against Southampton twice this season. They've drawn with Southampton, who already the gutsy team to turn up and put their backs to the wall. I mean, Norwich had them at bay for a long period yesterday. At one point, I was saying to Chris, like, I'm not getting my hopes up, but it's like 40 minutes gone and Norwich haven't conceded yet.
And then they
not long
collapsed.
After, To be fair, 3-0, and when you've seen them capitulate 7, 8, 9-0 at times this season, I think 3-0 is respectable, to be prudent. Scottish Daddy is a little bit of a chuckle about getting that wrong, and then Graham is saying Southampton has the Manchester club's number, of course, because they obviously got a very good result against Manchester United, of course, as well. And we have Michael is saying we have a Southampton and a Northampton. We have both of those obviously as well.
I'm sure we have an East Hampton as well.
I don't think do we have an East Hampton?
Yeah, it's in Herefordshire.
Do we have a West Hampton, Meg, out of curiosity?
I don't know if we have a West Hampton, but we will check. We have
and Leicester's pulling out nicely here, actually. Suji dived in and missed it. And here goes Patson Daka. Oh, he's strong, he's Daka. But Fabianski was fast out of his goal.
Yeah, we do have a West Hampton. It's near the town of Cowbridge.
Daka was so strong and fast there, Mag. But
he is an absolute animal when given the opportunity. We're just getting a replay now.
The defender has a head start.
And again, a great long ball. Perfectly in the path of Daka. Daka actually does well there to avoid being taken out by West Ham's keeper, Fabianski.
He does very well, but he also was fully aware of the goalkeeper oncoming, and he didn't try and play for it, to be fair. Which is to his credit. Conor McKay, the Jet, is saying here in the state of North and South Dakota, and a West Virginia and a Virginia. I was well aware of Virginia, of course. I've been through it slightly.
Surely you was aware of North and South Dakota.
I was. I'm just saying I'm very much aware of Virginia, but I've never been to the other 3 states.
That is the home state of one Mr. Graham.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And of course of WWE Royal Rumble entrant from Impact, Mickey James, of course. She's from Richmond, of course.
Okay. Leicester with a corner now. Sionchu coming up from the back.
Thank you, Max. Who will be on this corner here?
You would think it's Madison.
Yeah. It is. Ruggedly handsome he is as well.
Do you think? I think he's got a boyish charm to him.
He's got it's the beard, man.
That's a long ball. Totally beats
out
everybody. Antonio gets the touch and actually takes it away from Sionchu for the throw.
Just found out too late. We too have become a lot of Hamptons. You also have the Hamptons as well. Let's not forget as well.
Do. Yeah.
Just like,
so you win. You get to keep.
You have Hamptons. 5. You have Collocated, I'm firm that Ohio is the only state where you have 4 seasons in a day. Not so, or maybe in America, but I've had all 4 seasons here in my hometown today. We had howling wind earlier. We've got torrential rain at the moment, and we had blinding sun earlier. So all we're missing really was the snow. The shirts are rather should we say fitting to the players due to how wet it is.
Right, so we also have a town called Hampton.
Dewsbury Hall punched out by
We have a few towns called Hampton.
still Dewsbury Hall. Another corner. The last one written by Dewsbury Hall was punched out by Fabianski. Fabianski's really settled into as a better goalkeeper here at West Ham, I feel.
Yeah, especially when you consider how good Alphonse Areola was for West Ham and for Fulham before that. For Fabianski to keep him out of the squad is good.
Tielemans whips it in and it's pushed out. And West Ham try and break out now.
Lump back forward for Leicester though. West Ham looking to try and get it on the ball and hit on the counter, and they've got a good opportunity now. Declan Rice, I think it's Declan Rice with the ball, sprinting all the way down, chips it to the back post, a little bit long, but West Ham keep hold of it.
And
played into Bowen. Oh, Bowen just hooks his shot a little bit.
Back in again, Suchek.
Leicester panic defending here.
Suchek heads it on again. And here comes Fornals.
Fornals puts it across the box and
off the
Leicester
shoulder
clear it.
And I think the flag's gone up.
Oh, Ricardo's gone down in the box, it looks like.
It is snowing in Massachusetts right now, according to Martin Pellegrini. Conor McCasey, what the world has to fix itself. I'm having in the UK. What football grounds and cities do you recommend I should visit? Well, you're an Arsenal fan, so I recommend you go to the Emirates first of all, sir.
Yep, so London would be... So, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of London. I think it's incredibly busy and very, very overrated. But for tourists, absolutely love it. So London would certainly be one. Depending on how long you're there, a visit up north to Liverpool and Manchester would be cool.
I'd recommend... much as I despise the team, I would recommend highly if you get the chance to do a stadium tour of Old Trafford, because the stadium is impressive.
Yeah, and the museum.
Oh, absolutely, yes. But make sure you don't wear another team's colours in there, because you're liable to be thrown out by security. I'm not kidding. I would say there's been some amazing stadiums you could visit. Wembley, it's certainly got a great museum there for that as well. If you come to the UK as well, Cardiff's got a great stadium, Millennium Stadium.
The Millennium is a gorgeous stadium, yeah.
It depends on what, if you're depending to go everywhere in the UK, go up to Scotland as well. We've got Ibrox and Celtic Park and Hampden.
You can go to Dundee, where you only have to go on one road and you'll see 2 different football stadiums as well.
If you go to Liverpool, you've got Everton, you've got Goodison Park and Anfield across the park from each other. Mm-hmm. So that's great. Even further afield, if you want to go to places like Middlesbrough or Newcastle, Craven Cottage, Mike Pellegrini is saying,
don't go there. It's A, a shithole, and B, it's Fulham. So nobody wants to go there.
I'm aware that Fulham is owned by Mr. Tony Khan, but he also tried to buy Wembley once for Fulham to play in.
Yeah.
Scottish is bending thy knee and saying, "You're right, Lord. London is overrated." Not if I know anything about it.
I mean, he does live in London, to be fair.
Graham is saying, "I believe Dundee has a Desperate Dan statue."
I think you are correct, sir.
Desperate Dan, of course, for people who, if you aren't aware of that in America, is a cartoon in the Dandy comic.
I think that's right in the middle of Dundee High Street.
Fantastic. We have something about to come on. Looks like here. I think Pereira's not long for this game.
Yeah, I mean, he has been booked.
He's also went down that tackle earlier on.
He did.
Yeah, it looks like he's still down.
Yeah, it looks like his game's over.
I know it's not Ricardo who's up, so someone else.
I know it isn't Ricardo. So did it look like Justin Henry? Justin, sorry.
Michael Pellegrini is asking while we've got a little break in play, is that in addition to Crocodile Dundee? No, very, very, very different person.
I mean, Crocodile Dundee is a person. Dundee is a town.
Justin's come off, yeah.
Going straight down the tunnel as well.
That's not good for Luke Thomas.
Kind of saying there, just so many places and grounds I want to visit in all of Europe. I think it means San Siro.
San Siro.
The Allianz in Munich, and the home of Juve. The home of Juve is that not the Stadio Olimpico?
No, they moved into the Juventus Stadium back in 2010.
Oh, okay.
It may now actually been named though, Mags. I'll put in check that myself for you.
And he also wants to see the Allianz, the home stadium of Bayern and of Dortmund.
That is a fantastic stadium for sure. To be fair, it is now. To be fair,
it is the Allianz. Yeah,
it's now called the Allianz Stadium. Yeah. So to be fair, Comic absolutely right on bang on money. Yes, and it is because they used to share it with Torino, didn't they?
They did. Yes. The Allianz Arena though in Munich it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. When it's game day and all the lights are on, it's a sight to behold.
Cresswell wins the corner. Of course, that is where Chelsea won the Champions League in Munich backyard.
Yeah. Marker asking if I know who MMA's Luke Thomas is. I do. He's a writer and journalist. What has Luke Thomas done?
Cresswell and Antonio having a discussion there. I think Cresswell's telling him to make sure he makes it his. Leicester have conceded more set pieces than anyone else in the league this season, Max. 13.
Wow.
Only Palace and Everton come close with 12 apiece. Antonio's by the penalty spot. He got one man on him. Bowen's got 3 on him.
Ball's whipped
gone very deep. Very deep.
Leicester clear it, but West Ham retrieve it. Fornals.
Cresswell
spreads it back out to Cresswell.
Dummies him. Keeps the ball though. Oh, that's late by Madison.
Oh, that's cynical by Madison.
He did a couple of those.
Yeah, he goes right through Fornals there.
I will say that Fornals. I don't think I have to get a card, Max. I'll be honest. I don't think I have to get a card for Madison there because Fornals intentionally plays it over him, so the momentum he has to go into him in these conditions. The momentum is going to carry going through. So I think that foul.
He hasn't booked him. Yeah, he's not booked
foul.
Him.
Yes, but not a yellow. Referee got that one right, in my opinion. And they're all on the penalty line, and it falls for Lanzini, who puts it out.
Clumsy defending by Leicester. Leicester are struggling to get rid of the ball.
The entire team was on that on the penalty box line, and
Madison trying his best to get rid of it.
They're dwelling on it a little bit here, our Leicester, and encouraging the West Ham front line to press. See, every time I see that defensive line along the 16-yard box, it just reminds me of when he was the Liverpool manager, Rodgers, because he did the same thing. We can see so many set pieces that way.
Yeah. It's his tried and tested tactic.
It works in Scotland, it doesn't work here.
mean, to be fair, it did work. It eventually got Leicester rid of the ball. Leicester playing dangerously. Tielemans losing the ball to Fornals, but Madison tracking back and recovering it. And now we see Leicester maybe having the opportunity for a break. They just don't have the pace of a West Ham counter attack.
A misplaced pass and
A very poor pass.
And Cresswell wins the ball back, and West Ham come forward again. And some very high legs being thrown here by Leicester.
Is that Cresswell down again?
I don't think it's Cresswell, but Yuri Tielemans here. He's high leg from him, and there's one man before him, Mag. We get a replay, man, hopefully. Another high leg before that. He has created more chances than anyone this season for Leicester, but Yuri Tielemans, the Belgian, is risking getting a yellow card of those sort of late tackles.
We've taken a long time to get the replay of this incident. It looks like we may be starting the game again. Oh, hello, Shaw. Yeah, thanks for saying hello to me.
Where's my?
Awesome.
And he's also asking, "Where's my G Tanner?" Hello, Max. He's also saying in the chat now.
Unfortunately, Tanner's having internet issues, so he's not able to join us. But he is also busy smoking his meat, and that is not a euphemism.
He's having internet issues, but he has said if he's able to join us, he will do so at some point. Schmeichel's having a lot of angry words with Amate, and Tielemans is now having a big argument with him as well. Because
and it looks like we've got another West Ham player down. Is it Antonio? But studs to the back.
And so Schmeichel is screaming at him.
Yeah, I think he's trying to just get everybody to start calming down now, making some rash challenges, defending very dangerously. He's getting a bit frustrated with the stability of his backline.
Sharp bringing their traditional take on defending, comparing with Harry Maguire. Let's see. Graham got back up saying curling done. Later, guys.
Yep, see you later, Graham. Thank you for popping in.
I'm not sure if that's him saying later to the curling or later to us.
I think he was watching us listening to us whilst watching the curling.
So watching all the curling and listen to us in general, sir. Oh well, okay. Catch on demand, sir. Thank you. Check out Good Cup Backup later on, guys, on VGM. One long ball goal. Brendan Rodgers back to Celtic, says Sharp. I don't think they need him at the moment. I think they're doing okay at the moment, aren't they?
Leicester. You mean Celtic? Yeah, Celtic definitely don't want Brendan Rodgers back.
Having said that, up until last season when Rangers won the league title, I think anyone could have won that league with Celtic. Mm-hmm. And then it turns out maybe he's not quite so right. As Leicester, Barnes tries to feed Madison, does so. Tielemans, Herrera, feeding Tielemans. He put it wide.
That's the closest that Leicester have come to threatening Fabianski's goal, though.
It's some lovely quick passing. Pereira darts inside, quick give and go. Tielemans, a nice idea, but he's never scoring from that angle.
This game's been very similar to yesterday's game, where
back and forth, I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah.
Match stats, Mags. 2 shots per time, one to Leicester. Non-target for Leicester though at all. And only 2 touches in the opponent's box, which includes Tielemans just now, and a touch to him from Pereira.
I think the most telling stat there though was the fact that Leicester have had 63% of the ball, but only been in the opponent's box twice.
2 touches,
where West Ham have had only 37% of the ball, but had 8 touches in the the Leicester box. Just shows the two kind of styles of play. Leicester very much taking the time. West Ham punting forward as quick as possible.
Sure, are you Brendan Rodgers' agent right now? You're trying to find him a new job, man. Brendan Rodgers to Al Rayyan. Apparently he's on resign today.
Oh, I mean, what a shame.
Well,
maybe say, Laurent Blanc is making room to become Man United manager.
Well, on that note, apparently, I'm just saying, this is what I did hear today. Brendan Rodgers has bought a house in the Manchester area.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, he was their first pick earlier in the season, and so
there is now renewed thinking that he may well be the next Manchester manager. Because, of course, Ralph, I can't get around
Rangnick.
I can't say
Rangnick. If you want to say Ragnarok, you can say Ragnarok.
I literally can't get my start around it.
Oh,
nice try there by Harvey Barnes.
Harvey Barnes finally coming alive. We've not heard anything about him all this first half.
It is steroids, by the way, people. It's absolute steroids here at the King Power now.
That is a good half chance there. Just not enough swerve on it, but Jesus Christ, that camera angle, it just shows how bad the weather is there at Leicester.
But a massive game next weekend, Mag, of course, which is be a big reminder that Man City next week are playing Tottenham.
Yep, and even better in Ultra HD, allegedly.
And Leeds Man United. Is that a fight or a football match?
And then Leicester again next Sunday, taking on Wolves.
Indeed, and I won't be around to cover those games because I'm working next weekend. But Tanner and Mags may be around to cover a couple of those games, maybe.
I'm sure we will let you know on the socials during the week.
So make sure you guys are following us on Radio Tekkers, at Radio Tekkers, or following Mags at Pop Mags, myself at MadTech UK. Always keep an eye on everything, all of our socials, and you'll know what we're doing. Conor McCabe in the chat is saying something I've always wondered. He would say we call the tops players wear jerseys, but in the UK they call them shirts. Why do you call them shirts instead of jerseys? Because a jersey tends to be a long-sleeved thing, whereas a shirt is a short sleeve.
So, as now the difference between shirt and jersey is that a shirt is an article of clothing that is worn on the upper part of the body and often has sleeves, either long or short, that cover the arms, whilst a jersey is a garment knitted from wool that is worn over the upper body, and or a jersey can be a type of fabric knit. So allegedly, that's what the difference is. I think the reason.
That was risky tackling to check there, Mags.
So I think the difference is we call those kind of casual shirts in the UK T-shirts. I think it's just a shortened abbreviation of that. Yeah, he makes contact with the ball. He does make contact with the ball, to be fair.
It was risky, but he got the job done.
It was a risky tackle.
Charles, going back to the well with what they said yesterday, and they are right here. Glazers hire family friends as coaching staff, local bankers as sporting writers. So next coach, my guess would be Dan
Bilzerian.
Penalty!
Handball. Wow.
Mag, talk us through it when the replay comes up, because you will have a better view than this, because you've got a big screen.
That's fine. The corner comes in, and it's actually it looks like an elbow out from Cresswell, which is
he doesn't even hesitate. Why does he?
Yeah, gives the referee absolutely no option. He's there a bit forlorn about it, but yeah, he can't. He can't argue it. And Yuri Tielemans has taken 4 penalties and scored all 4, so very likely we will be going into the break one apiece, unless
Fabianski
can pull off the save.
Fabianski is a penalty saver.
Mm-hmm.
His card is composed. The rain is dripping off of his chin, Yuri Tielemans.
And that's That's a
Great
well-taken penalty low and to the left. Fabianski does go the right way, but unfortunately, the ball, the power is powered just underneath him before he can get to it. That was a well-taken penalty by Tielemans, and slightly against the run of play. But if we're looking at the last 10 minutes or so, I think it's fair going into this second half. Yeah, Fabianski is a fingertips width away from getting to that. Unlucky.
It's a very good attempt to get to the ball. It's his 6th goal of the season, Yuri Tielemans.
Yep, 5 of them from penalties.
In a season.
Yeah, it's very likely it'll be a top 4 club.
Kucek plays the ball forward, but just
Sionchu, great shepherding to let the ball go through to Kasper Schmeichel.
We have 3 minutes of time lost at the end of this half, Max.
3 minutes of extra time. That's what it's called to me.
I'm just going by what is officially been called this year. Charlotte in the chat is saying it would be fire. Lingard would be partying every day. Patton Daka put some pressure.
That was a rough-looking tackle by Daka.
He's been told to get up. They had Madison going down.
I mean, it did look soft, but also looked like there maybe was a little bit of contact, so it'll be interesting to get a replay of that. But Leicester retrieved the ball, and they're coming back at West Ham now.
Tielemans trying to feed in
Madison. Oh, yeah, Barnes. Apologies, yeah.
Plays to
Mikel Antonio now on his own against 3 defenders. Makes a little bit of room. Chips it across.
Fornals given as a foul by Fornals. I think he was saying that he was fouled.
Yeah, because the defender, and I just couldn't see exactly who it was. That is a great hold-up play by Antonio, though. Running at the defenders, but allowing Fornals the time to come back.
You need to be a faster, flatter
ball. There was no foul there. It didn't look like a foul to me. It's actually Tielemans.
That's simulation, Mags. He doesn't touch him.
He makes absolutely... Tielemans goes for the header to clear the ball, doesn't get anywhere near it, and then throws himself on the floor.
That's disgraceful.
That was a bad judgment call by the referee. Fornals makes absolutely no contact there.
Yeah, we have about just over a minute to go. As GB Hall against Kufal wins the throw. Mags, my next career mode will be a complete Burnley rebuild, and I'll win Champions League with my Burnley. My word, he says.
Well, I hope you do, sir. Make sure you record it and put it up on your YouTube channel.
Indeed, so we'll be checking in on a regular basis on that thing. Michael is asking you, Mags, directly, does extra time incorporate a penalty kick?
It incorporates
it incorporates
that bobbled off his foot, and it just edges wide. But to answer Marcus' question, it incorporates the incident that led to the penalty kick, but the thing with time added on, or extra time, or time lost, it's not an exact science. They don't take a second by second record. It's usually at the referee's discretion.
I will say we're about to hit halftime. Here it is halftime. It's 1-1. Michael said that's what we call in basketball a flop. That's what Tielemans did. I'm guessing he's talking about. Don't forget, of course, that the referee is a minimum of that time, of course.
Yeah.
Referee can add on more, of course. Shah in the chat is saying Sionchu and Maguire are saying Sionchu just being Leicester and Maguire moved to a different team.
I mean, I prefer Sionchu as a defender than I do Maguire, to be fair. He just seems to be more consistent. But look at where Leicester are in the league and look at where Man United are in the league. So which defender's winning, I suppose?
Yes, that is very much true, Mags, and that sort of thing. So it's half-time here to keep updated. It is Leicester City 1, West Ham United 1. Obviously, we have Jarbo put West Ham in front with one beautiful touch and then bang back in the net. And Yuri Tielemans from a totally correct penalty decision given by the referee, putting back in front. Marty is Morty Junior is checking in. So not a football guy, but checking in to say what up, guys.
From the amazing Morty and Finch Talk Bollocks podcast. Yeah, definitely check that out. It's absolutely hilarious. Thank you for tuning in, Morty.
Indeed, always welcome. Always welcome. Never a stranger. No one a stranger in Radio Tekkers streams. Feel free to always check us out. We are always happy to have you with us.
Yep. So it's currently 1 apiece. I think that seems a fair result on the balance of play. No, that Leicester have had more of the ball and more clear-cut chances, but when it comes down to opportunities in the box, West Ham have been way more dominant, especially in the early parts of the match. And when Bowen scored after 10 minutes or so, it looked like they were onto a Hardington nothing. So Leicester started very nervy, incredibly nervous, where they were making mistakes, passing back between the defenders. But they did settle into the game. I think the chat that Kasper Schmeichel had with Amarte has kind of filtered through the rest of the team, and they finished that half a lot more confident than they started it.
Indeed, absolutely. Shah in the chat is saying we Barca fans have a direct match against Espanyol. Is that happening at the moment currently? If that's the case, what's the current score? Let us know how it's going, Shah. Morty is saying much appreciated, Mags, with a big heart for you. We love you too, Morty.
All love, sir.
We love you too. Mike in the chat is saying, is there a halftime show here, or am I just an American football fan?
This is the halftime show.
We are your halftime show, sir. There is in the studio a halftime show. Some teams used to have cheerleaders. West Ham had the Hammerettes and Palace had the Eagleettes, both of which have been phased out due to them being, quote, sexist.
And most fans tend to try and grab a pint and a pie anyway. So
well, some people have missed that penalty, Mag, because some people have gone for a pie at half time and missed the penalty.
Jump the queues. Yep.
Exactly. To also continue on, also in my FIFA career, I'm a striker on the Newcastle Jets in the Australian A-League.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss.
Well, you've got to start. If you're starting out, that's not a bad place to start, I suppose. If you've moved from like Leicester to Liverpool, then to I don't know somewhere like I'm thinking I might have to Birmingham, and then after Birmingham gone off to Newcastle Jets career going, then yes, that's not the greatest career move perhaps.
So going back to Shaw saying that Barcelona fans have the derby match, that's actually tonight at 8 o'clock kickoff UK time. Some interesting results in La Liga today.
Okay, what's up, Max?
Alaves beat Valencia 2-1, and then we've had Betis getting the 4-2 win against Levante.
Ooh, dear. That's not what Valencia need at all.
And we've also seen Milan scrape a win against Sampdoria, Calgary and Empoli sharing the spoils, Genoa and Salernitana 1 apiece. Udinese getting absolutely tanked by Hellas Verona 4-0, and currently Sassuolo and Roma 0 apiece.
And Dortmund will be Union Berlin earlier, of course, as well.
Brilliant.
I genuinely thought the first one I thought it was Onion, and I read it wrong. Mike in the chat is saying, I think I chose the wrong Newcastle.
Well, you live by the sword, so you die by the sword.
You can always be signed by them Newcastle. You're good enough, mate. It's all good. I've got to admit, a hell of a run of beating United really does surprise me a little bit there, Mags. I'll be honest.
Yeah, especially 4-0. But that's the way of the world, I suppose.
And of course, for all the schoolboys out there, of course, Brest 1-5-1.
Brilliant.
It is one which always make people laugh, and that's because they are like I said, schoolboys. Of course, Lon and Bordeaux is currently playing in action, and it's 3-2 to Lon. What a cracker that sounds like!
Yeah, and just over an hour gone as well. We had Nantes beating Reims as well. Strasbourg picking up a win. Monaco struggling against Lorient. No Paris play today though. Maybe did they play yesterday?
Just a quick glance, Max, for you. There were a lot of games to see, obviously across the world, so I'll do quite a bit of scrolling, unfortunately. French league, just in time,
No,
Max.
they didn't play yesterday. Yesterday was Lyon and Nice. And Montpellier versus Lille, as we're just getting replays of the bullet points in this game. Just rewatching Tielemans' penalty. What a well taken penalty.
They played Friday, Max.
Okay.
They played against Rennes on Friday. Yeah, they won 1-0, which isn't really saying much to be fair, because it's they are kind of running away with it again this year, aren't they? Which means my bet of no trophies is gone for Burton, because they've played 24, 180, lost one, and then the nearest challenger is 16 points behind.
Yeah, so going through some more of today's results. I mean, obviously we'll cover them more in depth tomorrow on the volley.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. Tomorrow, after Wednesday, of course.
But we had Burnley taking on Liverpool at Turf Moor. Burnley actually making a really good showing of themselves, but unfortunately just not able to score, and Liverpool pull out a plucky 1-0 victory, which gives them their fourth win in a row. Then we had Newcastle taking on Villa, and a well-taken free kick from Trippier separating the two teams in what was a very aggressive game. A hell of a lot of bookings in that game. John Joe Shelby picked up a booking. I think Manquillo ended up going off injured.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, Max.
And then in the result of the day, Wolves climbed above Tottenham after beating them, getting 2 goals in the first 15 minutes, I think it was, Jimenez and Dendoncker. And it means that Conte is now, even though he started really well with, eight games unbeaten as Tottenham manager in the league, lost his last 3.
Indeed, it's not going well for him at the moment. Michael Pellegrini is saying, just curious, how are you guys watching this match? It's on Peacock in the States? It's usually BT or BBC? Sky Sports tend to have Sunday coverage.
Yeah, BBC have match of the day coverage, which is that highlight package, and that's usually on pretty late at night. For live football, you're probably looking at BT and Sky. So, the odd time you may catch an Amazon Prime game, but yeah, it's mainly BT and Sky.
Indeed. I'm just going to quickly move my laptop again, Max, quickly. So I'm not taking the camera, I'm just moving it today. Right, that's better. I thought I get cramp.
You need to get yourself a desk, sir.
I thought I have one. I'm not using it. To be fair, once we get on, if we were to move, we'd probably get ourselves an office for it properly and everything. But priorities, wedding.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're moments away from the kickoff for the second half.
Indeed.
What do you think our team need to do to come away with the win?
I personally believe that.
I mean, obviously outside the obvious of scoring a goal.
Leicester definitely need to calm things down in general. Yes, they got back into it, but one could say that the penalty was a little bit fortuitous. Mm-hmm. Yes, it was a penalty, but it was a little bit against my play. But I would very much like to see more of the same West Ham. West Ham will do a lot of things right. Cameron's doing, boys, so I'd say as far as David Moyes, because they would be very, very happy having a draw. I suppose Leicester need this win badly. played badly to get back on the winning way of things.
Yeah, I don't think they can afford to start and play the way they did in that first half. I think you're absolutely right. The penalty was a little bit fortuitous. Without that, we could be looking at a totally different result. They need to be more. They need to be more active when attacking. They need to be more dynamic. If one thing West Ham have done really well is utilise their time on the ball and created more opportunities, not so much chances, but at least opportunities to get into the opponent's box. Leicester have not done that. They've been too slow. They've been too relaxed. I think they need to up the tempo a little bit.
That's a fair comment, Mags, for sure. Michael Pellegrini is asking you any thoughts on Fury versus White. Is Fury giving up for unification against
Usyk and Joshua? Yeah, I think Mark is right. Fury and White should be a decent fight. I can't see any way that White is able to beat Fury though. He's just on another level. Yeah, and it just feels like a moneymaker / placeholder until we get the opportunity for Joshua and Fury, and it's all because Joshua again shat the bed when it came to these mandatory defences and lost, meaning that he got his rematch and delayed that Fury Joshua fight yet again. But yeah, I think even at that fight, I think Tyson Fury beats Anthony Joshua as well. Jesus Christ, Matt, are you that desperate for some Apple Jack Daniels that you are gnawing at the bottle?
The tab is broken. I'm trying to get into it. There you go. I'm into it.
Wow.
I got in. I'm in. To be fair, I know you're not a fan of it, mate, but it does go down quite nicely.
It's just apple. I'm not a massive fan of apple alcohol. I like the flavour of apple, but I just don't like it in alcohol.
That's perfectly fine. It's not a cider man then.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be, not so much now.
We're watching Jamie Carragher now doing Keep Up with American Football.
He's actually not doing a bad job of it as well. Now let's see Gary Neville do it.
He's not there. It's Graham Souness who's with him.
I was aware that he wasn't there, but I would like to see Gary Neville do it.
And Dave Jones, who was the anchor, of course, is saying is filming it all for TikTok. We're seeing an advert here for the Golden Arches here in the UK. They announced 2 weeks ago that they're not bringing breakfast bagels back to the menu.
Fuming about that. Breakfast bagels are gone forever, and also the chicken Big Mac is also gone.
That's only gone temporarily, man. It's only because they've run out of stock in the entire country. They didn't expect demand to be this high for it.
I mean, I'm not a huge McDonald's fan. And the beef is just horrific. So I'll never get a beef burger or anything like that from there. I don't mind the breakfasts, but if I'm forced to go there, it's definitely a chicken product.
The chicken Big Mac is delicious. I can vouch for that. I had one before they went out of stock. They are coming back in stock. They had a week to resupply themselves, basically, and they extend the promotion by a week.
I eventually do want to try McPlant.
Apparently, it's very good. I haven't had a chance to try it, but apparently it's very good. Michael Pellegrini in the chat is saying, personally, I think Otto Warlin should have been a challenger. He came very close to his match against Fury. Made me see the Gypsy King vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, he's got plenty of time on his hands as Otto Warlin, so his time will come. I think he's 30 years old maybe. So in terms of high level boxing, he's got quite a long way to go. But the problem is he's in an era where you have a fighter as dominant as Tyson Fury, and one thing you can credit Tyson with is that he always learns from his farts. I mean, look at the farts he had with the Bronze Bomber. Struggled in the first and really kind of like started to pick it up in the rematch. So yeah, he's a very clever boxer, is Tyson Fury.
Very, very clever. Much I don't like the man personally for some of his things he said in the past. There's no argument how talented he is as a boxer. No question about that.
Yep, absolutely.
So while we're waiting for the game to kick off, I'm just going to quickly check and see how things are going in the Twitterverse. We are underway again now, kicking off Leicester from right to left.
And straight away, West Ham trying to force the ball back forward. Leicester with a couple of wayward passes. And they've started really brightly though. Harvey Barnes are putting a lot of pressure on Diop there.
There is a lot of people talking about Graham Souness on Twitter at the moment.
Okay, is he trending?
Yeah, for what he has said, he has said that he has zero sympathy for Mr. Zuma after what happened. He actually said out loud, for me, the cat hadn't done anything wrong, like he'd just done a foul. Leicester just, and Manson just put it into the top tier.
Yeah, it's a bright start from Leicester for this second half.
I'm also going to point out that Jamie Carragher apparently said, "You don't know what he's been through." Souness replied, "Not as much as what the cat's been through."
Exactly.
I love Jamie Carragher, but
the reaches that some players have had to defend Kurt Zouma are unreal. Let's not forget that these are players who are paid hundreds of thousands of pounds each week to play football. A dream career for every young boy and now every young girl out there. So for
that's a misplaced pass out of play. As you say, myself, gone.
Yeah, so these guys are heroes. They are people who a lot of kids look up to. So they have to be more careful than ever of how they conduct themselves off the pitch. And I have absolutely no sympathy for Kurt Zouma, whether he is working in a factory on minimum wage or whether he's working as a footballer earning millions a year. You cannot abuse your pets in the way that he did. So there's no shades of grey on this. It's black and white. He abused the cat, and he should be punished as severely as possible for it.
You and me would be, Mag, so he should be as well. Absolutely. End of the day, strip away the money side of things, strip away the fame, and at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and the fact is the pets trust us to look after them. We could rant about this to the cows come home, but the fact is, most of us seem to have a similar opinion, and it does seem to be that sometimes there is a bit of a reach. Sometimes in general, I remember when Gary Neville was giving an opinion about racism and how people who are like being racist in the stadium and things should be thrown out of the stadium, and the Sky Sports presenter at the time was saying these are the opinions of Gary Neville, not Sky Sports. I'm like, what? I'm not going to name the presenter in question, but yeah, that was. I was like, are you actually saying this out loud?
Yeah, this is the way of this kind of a social media world now, where people just try to distance themselves from anything that could be perceived as controversial, and
that's not controversial.
No, in the eyes of us, absolutely not. But in the eyes of Sky Sports as sponsors and advertisers, yeah, it was.
I don't see that being a controversial thing in anyone's point of view. If anything, I would want to associate myself with those comments.
No, I absolutely agree. I'm just saying somebody panicked when Gary Neville went on his rant and made the decision to kind of put Gary's head above the parapet, I suppose, and just essentially sold him down the river.
He didn't lay a pipe with you as well, apparently. He has. that's another story entirely. We won't get into that. Well, it's been a bit of a fiery opening 4 minutes, Mags, in this half. It's been basically back and forth in the middle. So nothing's really gone on apart from a few fouls.
Yeah, it looks like Kufal getting fouled quite a few times there whilst trying to sprint down the line.
Leicester again. Doesn't meet the first man.
Bad ball, very low. Madison trying to come away with it, but Leicester, West Ham able to dispossess him.
Lanzini cut it out nicely. Now Declan Rice back to Lanzini. Cresswell overlapping, as is Antonio out here.
That's a great ball to Antonio. The ball comes across.
Fell for Bowen. Well defended.
It was a good block. I don't think the defender saw much of it. Bowen's with the snapshot, but again, West Ham starting this half like they did the first half, very dangerously.
Indeed, exactly what West Ham to be doing right now. Michael Pellegrini in the chat is continuing the boxing talk. Tyson wants to fight big fights. That means something a la Wilder and Klitschko. I've got to ask, mate. Don't know anything about boxing. I know that you're more MMA than you are boxing, but in their day, with at the height of their ability, Tyson Fury or Klitschko?
Oof.
Vladimir Klitschko, I'm talking about. Nothing wrong with Vitali, but Vladimir.
I think Klitschko probably has a better body of work, but he also had he fought a lot of cans. I think perhaps Fury has fought a better caliber of boxer. So I think I'd go with Fury. But if we're talking semantics and who beats who in their prime, I think Mark Tyson absolutely destroys both of them.
That's a fair comment.
A prime Tyson was a Rottweiler.
It was unbeatable.
He was an absolute killer.
That's why when we had Lennox Lewis versus Tyson, it was such a big deal because they were the two best of that generation, and it was a phenomenal fight to see.
Yeah, and that's the thing with heavyweight boxing in particular. You need 2 to 3 huge stars to make it interesting. If you have one fighter who's so dominant, it can get a little bit boring as it gets scrappy in this game. Again, Soucek and Harvey Barnes coming to blows.
Oh, nice little dummy there from Kufal, and kept the ball and won the free kick. Very nicely indeed, sir. Michael's actually asking, is the pitch grass or turf? It looks like they've lost their footing a little. It is. I believe in the Premier League, it has to be grass. Yeah. Undersaw heating is in place, so it's always a grass pitch. They don't use the 3G pitches that they use in some of the European countries. You have to, if you can't have artificial pitch in the Premier League. That is a guarantee. However, it is really, really raining here. It literally right now. It is. I can't even see outside of my windows right now. That's how much rain is on the windows. I can't even see the other side of the road. That's how much it is coming down here. So I'm very glad right now that I managed to fix my window so the kettle isn't in action, as it were, because it's blowing a gale there as well. I'm glad I'm not working out that night.
Yeah, and just to add to an extra point to Marcus' question, the last actual plastic.
Oh, that was a risky tackle, but he gets away with it.
Yeah, that looked like almost handball there by Bowen as well.
I was going to handball against him, but referee said play on. No.
Yeah, the last plastic pitch in use in English football was actually Preston North End, a town about 12 miles away from me, and I think that was ripped up in the mid-90s, I want to say, and that was the last plastic pitch used in English football. So
I believe it wasn't there a team that was playing with it in the Championship, actually, yeah. And they had to tear it up if it made it to the Premier League. I'm thinking Gretna when they got promoted from a Scottish League to the SPL.
From the Championship.
Yeah, they got promoted up to the SPL, and granted they folded, they got liquidated because they spent their way. They basically tried to buy their way up the leagues.
Yeah.
got to the FPL, put a new pitch and everything, and then basically finished bottom, got relegated and folded.
Relegated, yeah. But yeah, it's very rare you'll see in football or in professional football a plastic pitch in the UK.
Yeah, in the UK you're not likely to find it, but you might find one on high bars through the leg of it, but well blocked again. GB Hall wins the ball back.
Leicester are a lot brighter in this first half, in this second half than they were in the first half.
Michael has been screaming at them throughout the whole of his first half. 10 minutes in, it's still 1-1. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Radio Tekkers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to us here on YouTube and over on Twitch, of course. Leicester play the ball back calmly to the centre halves. This is West Ham will be happy being 1-0, seeing as Leicester put a bit of pressure at the moment, and has Barnes come forward. Barnes don't go out.
Oh, Barnes plays it right across the
perfect ball,
the face of the goal. Almost looked like it was going in without needing a touch, but beats every defender, beats the keeper,
also beats every one of his players because. Madison doesn't try and go for the ball in the middle at all. Yeah.
I think it's Patson Daka on the far post, slides and just misses it. Oh, that was unlucky. What a little touch there as well, and that would have been a total game changer.
That ranking heavy, Mag, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, it is. And you were saying about West Ham being happy with this point. As of now, they will be, but they'll certainly want to be capitalising on Man United's draw yesterday.
For sure. But at them, so they're soaking up the pressure at the moment. They'll be happy with a draw as things stand. But yeah, obviously,
Leicester coming at them yet again. Everything seems to be flowing.
Lovely turn and steal by Lanzini.
And then it's robbed back again. Everything good is going through Madison though. He's been the linchpin in this second half so far for Leicester.
Pereira. Back to Tielemans. Floats the ball in, looking for Barnes.
Cross, picks out Barnes. Barnes now on the edge of the 18-yard box.
Whips it in.
Patson Daka. And that's his, 7th goal now for Leicester.
No, it's Pereira.
Oh, it is Pereira. You are right. I'm mistaken. But either way...
stuck in the back post.
Either way, that is a great... The ball from Tielemans to Harvey Barnes was sublime. The touch and whip back in by Barnes was quality. And Pereira able to essentially have all the time in the world for that header on the back post. So yeah, we've got this crossfield ball from Tielemans.
Way on
just
side.
Picks out Harvey Barnes. Great first touch. Great cross. And actually poor defending by West Ham because Pereira didn't have as much time as I thought he had.
Pereira's in the 6-yard box where the goals are got. And Creswell, who followed him in, is just left completely on the deck.
That cross by Harvey Barnes is perfect. That is perfect.
And that's a striker's header.
Yeah. Fabianski absolutely no chance.
That was phenomenal finish. Now West Ham have to come out.
And they've got it all to do now.
4 nows. Creswell's overlapping him. West Ham flooding forward. 4 nows. Ball is deflected.
And booted away. All the way back to Fabianski.
Phenomenal, Megs.
West Ham have the ball now in the centre of the pitch. Looking to press and get an early equaliser. Kasper Schmeichel out of his box to clear, but only to another West Ham player. And again, Harvey Barnes gets the ball, and look at the pace on this guy. He plays with absolutely no fear. Unfortunately, his ball to Daka was a little bit too strong, and West Ham were able to pick it up. West Ham playing like Leicester did in the first half now, though, where they're passing between the defenders. Yeah.
Yeah, Barnes taken over half time against Nottingham Forest last weekend when Forest absolutely destroyed them. He'll be very happy with his involvement today for sure.
Leicester coming away with the ball again, and they're on the attack, and I think that's Patson Daka hauled down. And is that a booking for Cresswell? Cresswell's gone from the person being fouled in the first half to the person at fault in the second half. Poor defending with a goal. Wrestles Patson Daka to the ground, picks up a booking. Yeah, it's all turned.
Oh, and then knees him in the face, but that I think it's purely down to the momentum. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think the knee was intentional. I hope not. Anyway, it's a nice fast pitched out.
Yeah, quick free kick by Leicester. They have a lot more passion, a lot more energy between them now. Back with Seunchu.
So Leicester right now are going to be very, 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 very happy with this because this is going to help them close the gap on Brighton above them with a game in hand, of course.
Well, as it stands, Leicester will jump 2 spots into 11th place.
To 10th place, Mags.
10th now, yeah, you are right. We've just got the update.
Oh, Declan Rice. That was a dollar late and a day short. That was.
West Ham losing their heads now. 2 bookings in successive, and that's Declan Rice's 7th booking of the season.
At this stage of the season, that's not good. Let's not forget, of course, that James Milner, who is one of the most booked players in the Premier League, only got 3 bookings last season in the entire campaign.
Wow.
12 bookings, 12 points from losing positions, the most of anyone this season. So if anyone can turn around, it's West Ham.
Yep, absolutely. Brighton and Everton also in there, which is a shock, especially Everton.
Yeah, it doesn't say when the points were got from, Max.
To be fair, Brighton's are probably losing and then picking up a draw.
To be fair, yes. To be fair, they've been good points they've picked up at time. They just need to win a bit more. Barnes comes again.
Tries to whip it across the box again. Can Barnes deliver another cross?
Juby Hall goes, what a great ball that is, but there's nobody there and Fornals will clear it.
This second half has really picked up.
This has been a very, very enjoyable weekend of football we've been covering here on Radio Tekkers, and we'll be wrapping it all up tomorrow on the volley here as well, after Chain Wrestling Live, of course, with Mags and Si. So, Mags, do we know, Mags, yet what is the non-wrestling topic?
No, Si and I we usually discuss that Sunday evening sometime. With it being Valentine's Day, it kind of makes sense that's where the topic goes, but we'll let you know very soon. I think as it stands now, the match is a WCW 2000 match. I think it's Jeff Jarrett versus, I want to say, Hogan.
I was really hoping you guys were going to pick the
Sting. Yeah, so there's an hour left in the poll, and it's still pretty tight. It's actually Booker versus Jarrett in I think it's the San Francisco 49er match, which I'm
a 49ers fan, so.
But great block. But we did ask for some terrible matches, and
I'm still annoyed you guys didn't go for the hardcore evening gown match.
I don't think that's a terrible match. I think that's a great match.
What? What are you talking about, man?
It's very entertaining. Very, very entertaining.
You've got 2 legends in Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe.
And carry it off.
And you've got to the best, and they're in drag.
Yeah, and it's cool. So in this second half, West Ham have actually had more of the ball, but it's Leicester it's essentially the total opposite of the first half, where Leicester had the majority of the ball but couldn't get in the West Ham box, and now they're having less of the ball but spending majority of their time in that West Ham box.
Indeed.
It's a real Jekyll and Hyde game.
Indeed. We've got Michael Pellegrini in the chat is saying, Mag should be on when Derek and I do our WCW pay-per-view reviews. We just need Starcade 97 and Bischoff Zabisco is terrible.
Ugh. I mean, again, another legend in Larry Zabisco. Always reminds me of those little Indian money boxes that you used to get outside shops.
Oh?
Yeah, Larry Zabisco.
Oh, fair enough. Play on here for West Ham. Into the box. Down he goes.
Oh, it goes down
No
and the
foul.
referee waves it off. I mean, it did look like he was playing for the penalty. West Ham, Leicester on the break now.
It's 3 on 4.
3 on 4.
High ball is open.
Spreads it wide. Can he pick out Daka? I mean, one thing West Ham have done really well this game is they've blocked Harvey Barnes and feeding to Daka. West Ham now with the ball in the middle, trying to keep the play calm and collected, trying to frustrate Leicester and take away a bit of that momentum. But then as soon as Leicester get the ball back, they're instantly looking for that break.
Do you know what there is? Ironic thing is, Mags, is that you know that obviously Winter Olympics is going on currently in Beijing, and they're using artificial snow because of how little snow they get.
Okay.
The schedule is now apparently having major disruption due to heavy snow.
Oh, the absolute irony.
Minus 22 degrees centigrade apparently it is right now in Beijing.
Oh, Harvey Barnes feeds it to Tielemans, and Tielemans just powers it over the goal.
That was usually you put money on him getting that on target at least. The women's free ski qualification have been put back a day because of heavy snow, poor visibility. Minus 22 it is at the Genting Snow Park. Minus 22 degrees centigrade, which I think in Church of England is negative in Fahrenheit as well.
Wow.
David Moyes there without a hat on because, of course, why would he? He's Scottish. Antonio wins the header, but it ends up back with I keep saying Peter Schmeichel, but Cash with Michael in goal.
I mean, they are related.
I know, but Michael Pellegrini says, "We hit the 30 inches. I got here 2 weeks ago. I hate it. 3 weekends in a row now." Yeah,
I don't mind snow. I don't like it.
Not that much though.
Yeah, when it's 30 inches, that's ridiculous.
Oh, that's and Juby Hall takes a shot at goal, which ends up near the corner flag when it does the goal. It's not as bad as when once I saw Niall Quinn taking a shot for Sunderland and it went out for a throw in. That's when you know you've had a bad shot.
Yeah. Oof.
He's got something creative though. He's started his last 8 games. It's his first season playing in the first team. Good luck to him, I say. He seems to be bright. For comparison, 30 inches is 76.2 centimetres for anyone who is American. Ironically, we actually do use inches for when it comes to snowfall, mate, and rain. So we actually do use inches for that over here. It's bizarre. We use what we want to use, basically. You do the same with that over in America, I believe.
Yeah, we kind of like use imperial and metric when it suits us.
Absolutely.
Leicester again on the break.
Height, not centimeters. Europe uses centimeters a lot. We use feet and inches, but we also quite happily switch to our system for something else.
Yeah, and some stuff we use both imperial and metric, like milk, for instance. You can get it in pints or litres.
Well, exactly. It actually says that we actually get 2 litre bottles of milk coming at work because that's what they sell. but it's
£2.2, isn't it?
No, it's 4.2 pints.
4.2 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, so it's near enough 4-pinter. We call it we got a 4-pinter still.
Yeah, we call it 4-pounder.
And they've got the I forget what size they call it in America. Is it a gallon?
They do quarts, don't
The
they?
a quart one is a 6-pinter here.
Yeah, and in Canada they sell milk bar in plastic bags.
That's because they're wrong.
Everybody
Right,
has
will come for that, and it's a very high and wide and not at all handsome kick, and we didn't see the ball come down. I think it left the ground.
Yeah, everybody in Canada has a milk jug that they put in their fridge that they essentially snip the bag and put the milk in the bag.
Michael is saying, don't get me started on ounces, pints, quarts, and gallons. I do happen to know that Costa Coffee chain here in the UK. I'm not entirely sure about Starbucks, but they have all their milk in their own bags and do the same thing regarding for their drinks.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. Cheaper in packaging. And if we're talking measurements, Starbucks and Costa, I think they invent their own. I mean, ain't Starbucks the one who has like 5 different sizes and they're all a different like version of Venti?
Indeed. Mike in the chat is saying, Matt, thoughts on the new Mario Strikers announcement? Best check out Chris Talk's games for the thoughts on Mario Strikers. Chris loves Mario Strikers. I personally...
I thought it was amazing on the Wii. Mario Strikers Charged was really good on the Wii. Had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. I personally have never played Mario Strikers, so I can't give a comment about it. Chris, however, was very excited about it, so I'd advise you to go check out Chris Talk's games on Visual Media about it after we finish here, because Chad hasn't dropped it yet. Maybe out yesterday. So he's been like, he's got baby on the way and everything like that, so he's got a lot of things he's got to check out and everything like that, work. So I'll forgive him that. But yeah, it will be out at some point today. Yeah. Football and video games. This is all you, buddy. I wasn't a Nintendo boy though growing up. I didn't play Mario Strikers. I didn't have a Nintendo console until I started seeing Chris pretty much. I'm not. I'm much more of a play the game like FIFA, Football Manager. I dare say I will play at some point, but I have an opinion on it. But Chris is the person to ask about it.
So, what games are you looking forward to, like coming out in the next few weeks?
Elden Ring. Elden Ring is imminent. I'm very excited about getting my hand on 2K22, mainly because all of the test players have been saying it is so much better, and it wasn't even the final build. So I'm happy with that. If it's playable, doesn't crash, then I'm happy. Basically. I'm equally excited about some Dying Light 2 Stay Human. That is out now. Looking to get my hands on that on payday. Still paying bills from Christmas because of holiday. So I'm looking forward to getting hands on it. There's a lot of great stuff on the Game Pass. As West Ham put a ball in and it's cleared out. West Ham are building some momentum now. There's a multitude of amazing games I haven't had a chance to get my hands on. Not forgetting, of course, the Hitman trilogy also has the added bonus mode coming this year and in year 2 of Hitman 3, which is all available on Game Pass now on Xbox.
And on PlayStation, they now have Hitman VR.
They do. They also have it on PC.
You don't have VR on Xbox, do you?
No, but we do have. I've got PSVR though.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love my VR. For me, there's a couple of games I'm itching for. Horizon Forbidden West. That's going to be outstanding. The first game was. I'm begging you guys,
stop putting it back. They keep getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back.
I think it's due next week, middle of next week.
Don't rule them out, man. Don't rule them out about pushing it back. I know what they're like.
But the one that I am the most eager for is Gran Turismo 7. that is my game. I love the Gran Turismo series.
It's the first
can't
one
wait for number
since the
7.
PS3 mag, I believe.
No, we got one on PS4.
I don't. Are you sure?
Yeah, GT Sport.
No, not that wasn't in the main series though. That's classed as like a taste of what it could have been.
It's still very active now.
I'm just going what I've heard, Mags. I'm not disputing.
It's not one of the numbered. But it's still a fully fledged release. There were still hundreds and hundreds of cars, and I think about 70 tracks altogether. Mark, you absolute legend. He bought a copy of WCW versus the World on PS1. It is indeed fantastic. That honestly, that is a trendsetter for wrestling games. So damn good. And if you can, Marker, there are databases you can find online where you can rename all of the wrestlers to who they were actually based on at the time. So obviously with copyrights and licensing, a lot of the wrestlers you can tell who they are, but they didn't use the real name. But luckily, you can use the in-game editor to edit them. But yeah, it's such a great game.
Indeed. The part of the thing I'm looking forward to regarding Hitman, by the way, Mag, is they've got a new mode coming out for it. One already out is the arcade elusive target mode, where you have to take out elusive targets in a row, and if you fail to do it, you can't try again for 12 hours, which is fun. But they've also got a freelance mode where they've got a brand new story. They've reworked the maps, so you've got to track down someone. You can choose which map you go to first, and you can end up in any of the maps as the final part against the guy in question.
Yeah, you have a base, don't you? And you have to buy your weapons, and you have to buy your ammo and things like that.
If you lose weapons and things like that, you can. This is stuff I'm going to be covering all of that on Game Junkie Play, of course.
So talking of Hitman, then, what's your favourite Hitman map from the World of Assassination trilogy?
Oh God!
I mean, there's only one right answer.
I love Dartmoor. I love Dartmoor. I love the Dartmoor map. The Dartmoor map is good, mainly because of the of the murder mystery you had to do. First time I did that, I was like, "What? I got through a murder mystery? Absolutely!" I was recovering from COVID at the time, so I was kind of like on a sugar high.
It's good, but it's the wrong answer.
I do like that one. It's not my favourite one. Though. I do love one. I have a lot of love for the Miami level from Hitman 2. That's a good map. I've spent a lot of time in Paris because I obviously had the episodic version back in 2016. Sapienza, a lot of time.
That's the winner. Sapienza is the best map.
I spent a lot of time in Sapienza.
The fact that you can get Mario and Luigi in there as well, it's a great callback.
Yeah, it's wonderful little bits of pieces in it. So I'm hoping that the freelance mode is going to it. Mike in the chat is saying, I know it's not coming out, but now that GT6 environment makes me very happy. I'm very happy about it as well, to be fair. Let's coming in there, and Tim is just a little bit too short there.
Yeah, I think GTA 6 is still a couple of years away. You don't kill the golden goose. GTA 5 is still making money hand over fist. Plus, we've got the remastered edition coming out on PlayStation very, very soon. Yeah.
Let's hope that this GTA makes Mag a bit happier. Let's not forget that we're looking forward to the trilogy that came out a couple of months ago.
I enjoyed the trilogy. I've played through them, and I didn't suffer a lot of the bugs that that a lot of players had. I did have one where we got game crashing a lot, specific missions, but with PlayStation you can switch from performance mode to fidelity mode, which kind of fixed it. The
graphics were not well received by a lot of people on the consoles. The Switch version is almost unplayable in places.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the glitches, but I haven't. I've been lucky that I haven't suffered with them. But yeah, San Andreas, just superb to be back there again.
Michael says it's been 10 years. Indeed, it's been 10 years.
But the game is still in the top 5 in terms of game sales, and it's still the number 1 revenue producer in all of gaming. So they're not going to kill it off. Yeah, exactly.
Especially they're adding new stuff to it still.
I am looking forward to the expanded single player mode for GTA 5 on PS5. I want to see what gets added to the game.
But Ben Rama and Vlasnic have both come on for West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to...
as we're getting into the final 10 minutes...
West Ham asking for and not getting a corner. Or I think they did get a corner.
Yeah, it looks like they have. Luke Thomas with the last touch, taking it over the line there.
Mike is saying, make us wait longer. He's playing GTA 5 online, I guess. We're making money, why not? Of course. In the chat, Scottish Danny's back saying he's still in Vice City.
A great game.
It's a game which has a lot of love, but I don't want a remaster. I want GTA 6 to be in Vice City because it was an amazing place.
From all the teasers in terms of graphics and logos, it looks like it is going to be Vice City based. It's very bright and colourful.
Although having said that,
Miami-esque.
Given Conor McCabe saying that the Leicester win here help Arsenal. Absolutely,
it helps Arsenal and it helps Manchester United.
Absolutely does. But at the same time, I'd also say it also slightly helps Tottenham as well, especially given the loss they had earlier on today. West Ham were corner here, deep.
But cleared and West Ham coming over it. Oh! Ben Rama almost makes an almost instantaneous contribution to this game. So, yeah, West Ham whipped the ball in off the corner. It's headed away. And Ben Rama, one touch, takes it on the half volley. Not far over the goal there. That was very, very dangerous by West Ham.
Indeed. Let's about make a substitution here.
I think it was Amata who made the clearance as well. I think that's why they were focused on Amata there. Just getting confirmation of Rams versus the Bengals tonight in the superb owl.
Indeed, superb owl. We all have a superb owl, don't we, Max?
Yeah, I mean, who is my superb owl will probably be Omega Luke.
Absolutely. Talking about we are talking about Grand Theft Auto. Let's stay on that quickly. Given that we are in this current age of machinery where we have PlayStation 5s and Xbox Ones and S's and things like that, I don't see why.
PlayStation 5s, that bad boy there.
At this point, I need to say, and this bad boy here.
Oh, his Xbox. I'm actually very, very coming this close to getting my first Xbox. Is it an Xbox fridge? Oh wow!
This is on. You can find more about it on Chris's YouTube channel right now. Chris the actor. Unboxing last night about it. He actually bought the fridge. They actually lent into it and built the fridge. Wow. Love it.
Wow!
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm really hoping that with the processing power of all these consoles nowadays, you would actually be able to go to all the cities in the GTA verse.
But that would be giving away a lot of content.
I'm not necessarily saying that you have to maybe just like open up the state, maybe a bit of San Fierro, maybe a bit of Las Venturas, for example.
Yeah, I mean
they were certainly missing from GTA 5.
I think a GTA needs to revisit London.
Where's that here?
Oh,
straight down his
plucked
throat.
out of the air by Casper.
Michael plucked it out of the air perfectly there. Absolutely, Mags. But a good drive, a good strike. Well, it didn't even move. It's like boom.
Yeah, it was in the right place at the right time. And picked out. Unfortunately, Connor, I did pitch watching the Super Bowl live with Tanner, but he welched on it. So yeah. But I will be checking out the Puppy Bowl. That sounds like a hell of a lot of fun.
It sounds like a bit of fun. Thank you, Michael, for tipping that side of things. I think Scottish Jane is referring to the Xbox fridge with the nice comment. Don't forget to go and check it out. You can check it out directly at youtube.com/ChrisReactor1.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason or not, they went there and picked just Chris Reactor. Not quite sure why. We looked for it. There isn't someone else called it. Yeah, he's doing it's good. It's good, Mike Chris. He's over 250 now. His subscribers. When I first met him, he was at 150, and now he's nearly doubled that since I've known him. So he's slowly building his own fan base.
And a lot of diverse content as well. I mean, he started with news, and he covered a lot of the Nintendo Direct news, and now kind of changing into games and gameplay and reviews and things like that. So yeah, he's definitely worth checking out his content.
Yeah, and don't forget, of course, as we mentioned earlier, check out Chris Talks Games on Video Media, which should be out today. Of course, follow me at Crystal37 as well. He'd be loving to hear any comments you have about games. You know, that's a great bit of defending on West Ham at about the last moment.
But they give the ball away again.
Strong. Dewsbury Hall. That's a poor ball in, and West Ham volley it away.
It's getting desperate times now for West Ham into the last 5 minutes of standard time.
Goal scorer Pereira on the ball. Gives the ball away to Rice, but it's been picked up. Patson Daka.
Right. Oh, and he scuffs it wide. I don't think it was Patson Daka. I think it was it looked like Lookman.
No, apologies. I think I don't know. When did Lookman come on? We missed that one, Max.
Well, we got excited about talking about games.
We did a little bit, didn't
we? He came on for James Maddison.
Antonio takes his gloves off
for grip, I assume.
And he's gonna deliver this long. Antonio in the box, and it's just void away the halfway.
Nowhere near a West Ham player at all.
Rice.
And Leicester so tenacious in this
Fouling
second half.
Benrahma, but he wins. They keep possession. Antonio is playing right back now.
Chips the ball forward. Good head down.
I think they rejigged things. They put him at right wing back. Antonio here.
Easily shepherded towards Kasper Schmeichel there. Craig Dawson giving Kasper Schmeichel a lot of grief there. As Leicester with a great kick, and they retain possession, pushing down this far side. A little bit of a tiki-taka three-way football there. Soyuncu just keeping possession now for Leicester, keeping the momentum on their side rather than allowing West Ham to break.
They should be aiming for, literally putting it to Harvey Barnes, and he should go in for the corner, but it goes straight through to Fabianski, who rolls the ball out to Diop.
As we enter the final 2 minutes and 90 seconds or so.
Oh, that was
standard time.
Perhaps Daka late there. Had Lookman changed nationalities, I believe.
Is he not Dutch?
I believe he's I'm sure I saw that Lookman's changed for going forward. But off is coming Tielemans. Standing ovation for him from Leicester fans. This is a big win for Leicester.
So he's Lookman is English.
Yes, he was
born in Wandsworth, but he's received clearance from FIFA to represent Nigeria.
Yes, I thought I'd seen that part. Yes, so your Vestergaard come on now for
he's played for
Tielemans.
England at every level, apart from
Top level.
full international.
So
Played for the under 19s, under 20s, and under 21s. A big loss for English football.
West Ham, brings it down, lovely. Let's clear it out. West Ham volley, deflected behind for a corner. We're in the last minute here. We haven't had a lot of stoppages here, Mag, to be fair, in this game. But we are looking at, we're going to be getting we could be getting a grandstand finish here. And the King Power Beast goes in.
Yep, 10 seconds of standard play to go.
Who's going to take it? Bowen will take this. Left-footed. Lot of wrestling going on here. Antonio surely being fouled here. It is in!
It's a goal!
It's in! It's been given! Craig Dawson has scored for West Ham.
At the death, and it's just announced that there will be 4 minutes of extra time. Lost.
What a ball by
Added time.
Bowen!
It was all down to the wrestling and the pinning back of Kasper Schmeichel there.
We're seeing Brendan Rodgers pouring over notes with his team here.
Diop and Antonio were both well in the way of Kasper Schmeichel. He instantly claims for a foul, but Dawson.
Because he's pushing his player out of the way. You can't complain about that. Because it's your player who's in the way, Schmeichel.
Oh, and it does come off the arm of Dawson, almost the elbow. Are we going to see this goal stand? We've seen VAR stop him for less.
We are checking it. We are watching it.
It does come off the arm of... Oof, that is a sigh of relief for West Ham, because we have seen goals like that not be given.
Dawson's first goal of the season, but what a crucial goal that is.
It came off the upper arm of Dawson, but the ball was in the net. West Ham again pulling out a point from a losing position. 90 seconds of play has already elapsed, and we haven't even, and it's only just kicked off again. So 90 seconds have already been drained, and West Ham come forward again. West Ham looking for a winner.
Could West Ham win it here? And Antonio almost turned him.
Leicester now looking to break. Forward. Tekkers firing forward. Barnes is forward.
GP Hall losing. He keeps it in play, but Declan Rice covering.
He just didn't have the pace to beat Declan Rice there.
He's a very strong man, Declan Rice.
Seun Chow.
90 seconds to play at the King Power Stadium. It's 2-2. GP Hall. Barnes. Ricardo Pereira.
Lookman.
Trying to pass the ball over, and Antonio's off after this. And he'll continue to give chase, as that's a heavy ball back to Schmeichel, but he controls it expertly. West Ham will very much take a point from this position, but Leicester again conceding from a set piece.
A minute of play to go now.
At the 14th goal they conceded from a set piece this season. Brendan Rodgers, I'd say, looks furious, but he doesn't look the same. He looks the same win, lose or draw, doesn't he? He's got no expression. It's like a waxworks dummy in Madame Tussauds.
Whereas David Moyes is very aerated.
Leicester fans are gutted. And they took off Tielemans. They were just trying to shore things up. And the foul being made there on West Ham players as they keep pushing forward. Half a minute to go here. Patton Daka turns. Diop.
Oh, Leicester just can't get it away.
Then they put it into the stage, put it into the crowd, and West Ham will take their time.
Yeah, that's all done but the shouting. West Ham have pulled a point out of the jaws of defeat.
He fires it into the crowd. This is a big, big result for West Ham. I'll say how big this win would have been for Leicester, but considering how late that goal came, what a point for West Ham. The time should be up, but they spent 90 seconds checking VAR. So will he add new time on?
He's allowed the kick-off to play.
That's it.
West Ham 2, Leicester 2. I mean,
what a game, Mags.
Somebody may have predicted that
you did,
90 minutes ago. Did I?
You did indeed, Magsy.
No,
what
that
a
was,
game.
That was a really entertaining game, a very Jekyll and Hyde game. Essentially, the two teams swapped roles for the second half. I think a draw is fair. On the balance of play, Leicester will be a little bit more gutted than West Ham because they did lead for such a long period and were certainly more brighter in that second half. But a point is a point. West Ham, they do. Teams do struggle to put West Ham down, and unfortunately, Leicester's poor run of form continues.
Indeed. Oh, I got to correct that score quickly. I just realised I didn't correct the goal score. I'm making it look a bit. Be professional, Matt. Come on, be professional. Okay, so that's absolutely right. Full time here at the King Power Stadium. Leicester City 2, West Ham United 2. Oof. Who's your man of the match, Mags?
So before the last minute or so, I think I had it tacked on to be Harvey Barnes. Thought he was very bright. Obviously, he provided the cross for Pereira's goal, but also he was very energetic. But after that amazing corner, I've got to give it Bowen. Bowen scored the opener and has got the assist for the equaliser. Yeah, Bowen gets it for me.
He gets it for me as well, Mags. Jared Bowen is your player of the match for sure. He's had a great spell, assist and a goal today as well. Knocking on the door. How can you not pick him, Southgate?
Yeah, exactly.
On the current form, and of course that point keep him above Manchester United in the chase for the top four.
Yep, still a point ahead. Man United still do have that game in hand, and Arsenal have got games in hand over both West Ham and Man United. So Arsenal will be more than pleased with that result. It keeps them well in the hunt.
They are showing the bottom half of the table on Mags. I would like to point out to people who are going to point out the obvious. I am also going to say, remember, of course, that there are teams below the teams outside of relegation zone with games in hand, and Everton are being sucked further into that. I mean, they're only 3 or 4 points outside. They may have won yesterday, but they were playing Watford.
Yep, I mean,
Watford have the Wolves they're playing.
Wolves played today. Yeah, with Watford. Burnley have 3 games in hand over Norwich. They have 2 games in hand over Newcastle, 2 games in hand over Leeds. So, I mean, we do have to win the matches. That's never a given.
But you've got chances at least.
But
it's in your hands.
We have the chances. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So, I personally feel that there's plenty of time to get back into this as far as Burnley are concerned. You may have given up. I haven't given up on Burnley. I had money on Burnley staying up. We were watching again Bowen's goal. It was really well taken again. Two penalty, as we always have said, well, expertly taken. And Harvey Barnes' cross for Pereira. The header was a sweet like. And of course, the header from Dawson. You can't argue that one, no matter who you are from Leicester side of things.
I mean, it certainly wasn't a header. It didn't get anywhere near his head. It was certainly off his shoulder, but they all count at the end of the day.
Indeed.
Three great goals and 1 scramble, and the spoils are shared.
Indeed. So Magsy, that pretty much is all she wrote from us today, I suppose.
It is.
On behalf of myself and Mags, thank you for watching along with us, and it's been amazing having you all in the chat. Micah, you were amazing with all your gaming chat and your boxing chat, fantastic as always. Scottish Danny and earlier Graham from Good Cop Bad Cop as well. We've had Conor McCabe there, Sharp been over on Twitch. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's been a wonderful, as always. Mag, where can people get in touch with you about everything we do with your content, sir?
Yep, so down here on the Twitters, I'm also on TikTok now, which is a thing. That's at Mags All Pods. But yeah, come and check me out on Twitter. That's my main social media where you'll get links to all the content. I'll be around here tomorrow a couple of times maybe with chain wrestling, and then straight after that with the volley. So yeah, keep it tuned here on Radio Tekkers. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. We are pushing to get the custom URL, and then hopefully go further on into monetization and things like that, because we want to make Radio Tekkers your go-to for alternative commentary, for MMA, and also for professional wrestling. So yeah, definitely give us a like and subscribe.
Indeed. Thank you so much for the support we've had over the last few weeks, from the Royal Rumble watch along to the CW watch along that you guys put on every single Monday night, and also obviously everyone who has supported the volley as well. We love you all. It will be here tomorrow night with myself and Mags. I won't be asleep this time, I promise. I promise. Much love on Valentine's Day from all of us, of course. Find me at the MadTech UK. Find us directly at Radio Tekkers. You can find Tanner there as well, usually. Find him at TechGentleman_. On behalf of myself and Mags, thank you very much for watching. Bearing in mind of how bad the weather is out there in the UK and America right now, do be careful out there. Do stay safe. And we love you dearly. We are out of here.
Bye-bye, folks.
Bye-bye.